Tom, you gotta tell me. January 31st. Cool, gonna beat your bitch ass. Yeah, put that in there.
I don't know. It ain't like I said. Your boxing gets better by the hour. Okay? Soon, you'll be undefeated.
It ain't tight. The shit ain't tight. You can't get it tight. You putting the glove on. That shit ain't tight. You should be getting your hands wrapped by a master professional hand wrapper every single day, bruh. You getting paid gravy. You getting paid gravy, dude. If you can't fly a dude out that's great with the damn hand wraps, man, that's what you need. If you got hand problems, bruh, and you need to keep your hands healthy, you need to hire somebody, man. All that damn money you making, bruh, somebody. Tape it on some old ass raps. What's going on? Come on. What we in elementary school? Come on, dog. Them hands need to be wrapped. You can't mess around and go into this fight with Tio. You can't. Every damn way, Shakur, I'm telling you. He gonna box your ass a little bit. He gonna pressure you. He gonna change speeds on your ass. I'm telling you, man. This dude is coming for your ass. You better be ready. But you don't need to be doing all that extra shit if it's gonna weaken you. If you ain't gonna be at your full potential, man. For real. You don't need to be doing all this extra shit. And get a hand wrap, dude.
So here's the situation. A boxing legend takes one look at Shakur Stevenson and basically says, "Are you out of your mind?" That tells you everything about where things stand right now. But despite all the criticism, Shakur has doubled down on his preparation for Teofimo Lopez. He's grinding harder than ever, completely overhauling his approach and adding serious firepower to his arsenal. The atmosphere in camp is electric, and this new version of Stevenson looks ready to tear someone's head off.
So, then if you wait about 3, 2, 1, slide. Yeah, pop up, push through. 3, press, 1, 2, 3, back flat, 4, yes, sir. Lap 3. You know what's that? Look at my neck, I got it.
Right now, Shakur Stevenson is going full throttle as he prepares for the Teofimo storm that's coming his way. His hand speed is getting sharper by the day, and his athletic ability is reaching completely new heights. Working closely with his coaching team and getting pushed by world-class sparring partners, Shakur understands the magnitude of what's ahead. But instead of backing down, he's doubling his efforts and putting in the kind of work that separates champions from everyone else.
Oh. I'll have to drop the hip a little.
The buzz around Shakur's camp right now is absolutely wild. Everyone believes their man can drop Teofimo Lopez without breaking a sweat. People inside the team are openly questioning whether Teofimo has actually fought anyone legit, claiming he's been carefully protected from real killers his entire career. They're convinced Shakur will make Teofimo look ordinary when they finally clash. The trash talk is getting serious, and word is spreading that Teofimo knows he's in deep trouble. According to some sources, it's not just Teofimo who's concerned. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are supposedly keeping their distance from Shakur because they recognize how dangerous he's become.
Tom, you gotta tell me. January 31st. Cool, gonna bitch ass. Yeah, put that in there.
Shadow boxing, get some sparring. Maybe about 8 to 10 rounds. And
Everybody talking about Tio gonna win. Y'all all know that he gonna lose, bro. Shakur actually fight accurate people, like not bums. Like he fought Oscar Valdez. Tank pulled out the fight because he's scared. Ryan Garcia's scared. Like they all scared. Even Devin Haney. Shakur gonna stop him. This easy. That's so easy. Y'all already know the question. Shakur on top.
Tim Bradley isn't buying any of this hype, though. He thinks Shakur might be crossing the line from confidence into dangerous territory. Bradley points out that every time Shakur talks about revolutionary training changes, he ends up looking the same in the ring. Even training with Terrence Crawford hasn't moved the needle the way everyone expected it would. Bradley believes Shakur consistently falls short when the expectations around his preparation reach their peak. He's seriously questioning whether this camp is actually producing the results Shakur needs.
Hey, Shakur. Hey, I hope you doing what makes you tick. I hope you ain't doing all no extra shit. You don't need all that extra shit. You better be doing what make you tick. I remember when you went to one of Crawford's camp and you did one of his trainings and you know, a full camp and stuff, man, and one of his training programs and shit, man, got in the fight, and you look like shit, man. You look like hell. That was that Nakatila fight, man. You were like, man, I done stuff I ain't never done before. All this stuff, man. You don't need all of that shit, man. You need to do what make you tick, man. I know this fight is big. I know you can add a little bit of something, but man, if you overworking yourself, man, and you ain't gonna be rested, man, if you ain't resting your hand.
Now Tim Bradley is sounding the alarm bells even louder. He's calling out everything about Shakur Stevenson's training approach. Bradley is worried about the condition of Shakur's hands and even criticizes how they're being wrapped, saying these methods will backfire when it matters most. He's practically begging Shakur to get serious about his preparation. Bradley goes so far as to ridicule the entire camp setup, suggesting Shakur desperately needs legitimate professional guidance in his corner. He jokes that what he's seeing looks more like amateur hour than a world championship operation.
That's how you messing up your damn hands. You messing up your hands because it ain't tight. The shit ain't tight. You can't get it tight. You putting a glove on. That's tight. You should be getting your hands wrapped by a master professional hand wrapper every single day, bruh. You getting paid gravy. You getting paid gravy, dude. If you can't fly a dude out that's great with the damn hand wraps, man, that's what you need. If you got hand problems, bruh, and you need to keep your hands healthy, you need to hire somebody, man. All that damn money you making, bruh, hire somebody. Tape it on some old wraps. What's going on? Come on. What we in elementary school?
According to Bradley, Shakur Stevenson better focus on protecting his hands if he wants any chance on fight night. He keeps hammering home that the only path to victory against Teofimo Lopez is through pure boxing skill and technique. Bradley emphasizes that Teofimo consistently delivers on his promises, no matter how wild his trash talk gets, outside the ring. While Bradley admits that fans are rallying behind Shakur, he makes it crystal clear that popularity means nothing when the bell rings. He insists that Shakur's current training methods won't cut it against someone who always shows up ready to perform.
That's not gonna be a damn excuse. Hell no. This is a dude, man, Teofimo Lopez, bro. He been going at us. Yeah. And when I say at us, yeah, straight to our face, saying monkeys and bananas and all this racist stuff, bruh. This your chance to shut his ass up, bruh. Yeah, that's what it is. It's your chance. So everybody ride with you, man. Shit, but this ain't gonna be no easy task. This dude here coming to bag up every single word he said. Every word he said. And you get in there and you play, and your hands ain't right, bruh, and you ain't in there being a little bit of Pookie with a little bit of Shakur, boy, you gonna have to bring everything out against this dude, Teofimo Lopez, cause he coming for your ass in every single way.
After Bradley's harsh criticism of Shakur's preparation, the tension around this fight has reached a boiling point. Ben Whitaker jumped into the conversation, explaining that Teofimo Lopez actually gets stronger when people doubt him, because that explosive mentality drives his best performances. However, Whitaker still leans towards Shakur Stevenson, pulling out the victory. He believes the champion's ring experience, technical abilities, and surgical precision give him the tools he needs to control the fight and walk away with his hand raised.
I'm gonna go with my boy Shakur. I just think He'll just keep the distance, keep it clean, bite when he needs to, box when he needs to. But I do like Lopez. He's very athletic. He knows how to box. And I think when there's an occasion like this, he does rise to it. But I just think Shakur's been around the world as an amateur as well as a pro.
Boxing experts are now sending serious warnings to Teofimo Lopez about what he's walking into. Getting in there with Shakur Stevenson might expose every single flaw in his game. Analyst Greg Hackett recently dissected this matchup, giving Teofimo credit for his natural talent, but making it obvious that he's not operating at Shakur's level. Hackett believes Stevenson's methodical preparation, technical superiority, and ability to dictate fight rhythm will systematically break down everything Teofimo tries to do. With better fundamentals and a more intelligent strategy, Stevenson looks completely ready to dominate.
You see them go back and forth. They trading their little bullshit.
Right.
Is this a fight that you go back and forth with? Like, is this the fight that you could possibly change your mind from week to week and in camp, looking at how they look in camp and whatnot? Like, what's your mindset heading into such a big fight?
Yeah, my mind does go back and forth. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Tio, what I do is I remove all the negative about what we know about Tio. I remove all of that, and then I look at the fighter. That still is a good fighter. You know what I mean? Strong, fast. You know what I mean? Explosive, unpredictable, and he can hurt you. And every time he's had to step up, he really did step up. You know what I mean? But besides the Cambo fight, but he stepped up. So I think Shakur. Yeah, my first mind told me Shakur, and I thought about it. Yeah, I'm picking Shakur by decision, but because this is fighting, anything can happen. You can't count Tio out. So there is thoughts sometimes that cross my brain, like, damn, what if Tio catch him like real good though? You know what I mean? And hurt him, or what if he just out hustling? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a lot of shit that crossed my mind, but I still like Shakur for the dub. I like Shakur for the dub because he knows how to win. Like, he knows how to win.
Greg Hackett, widely respected as one of boxing's most insightful voices, delivered a harsh reality check about a potential Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson battle. He cautions that if Teofimo charges forward carelessly and leaves himself open, Stevenson's defensive mastery will make him pay a heavy price. Hackett believes Teofimo's attacking mentality might actually be his downfall, creating perfect opportunities for Shakur's precise countershots and complete ring control.
You know what I'm saying? So, in a sense where Tio like to jump, you gotta stop that jumping. You know what I mean? Take smaller steps, inch in behind smaller jabs, smaller right hands. Be a little bit more quicker. And you know, try to keep it at a minimum of like 4 punches. You know what I mean? 4, 5, 6 punches. You know what I mean? Not just one good punch. Cause once you miss, you know, Shakur gonna lighten you the f up. He gonna light you the f after that. You miss one good shot. You throw one good shot, he catch you loading, and he see it, and he get away from it, he gonna touch you like 3-4 times after that. You know what I mean? So you gotta match your Shakur energy with the punch output, but at the same time, you gotta be vicious that night. They give out warnings for a reason. Use them.
But Teofimo Lopez has his own game plan that goes beyond just physical combat with Shakur Stevenson. He's zeroing in on the psychological warfare aspect of this fight. While Teofimo admits that Stevenson's defensive skills are practically untouchable, he thinks cracking Shakur's mental armor might unlock the path to victory. This strategy reveals the chess match element of elite boxing, where maintaining focus and composure under extreme pressure can determine everything.
You just said, though, you said that you ready to pull an upset. So you acknowledging that Shakur is the better fighter?
Never.
No.
You just said that. You said the upset.
Well,
I say the odds probably has him ahead.
No, yeah, it's just the odds. They got him as the favorite.
Oh,
right
got you.
Yeah, the odds I think is like 3-1 right now.
Okay.
So that's all.
All right.
I'm kind of used to being in that position, so I'm just here to reclaim them and redefend them.
So with that upset, like, what do you plan to like exploit about Shakur in the ring?
That is, defense is not as impeccable as people mention it.
Nah, it's impeccable. This is pretty elite. Come on, Teofimo. It's pretty elite.
Lopez's approach demonstrates sophisticated fight intelligence, recognizing that championship-level battles are won and lost in the mind as much as with fists. By planning to attack Stevenson's psychological state, Lopez is making it clear that this war will involve as much strategy and mental toughness as raw punching power. When the best fighters in the world collide, whoever handles the mental pressure and psychological games usually walks away victorious.
Well, that's what I say. Like,
what is his weakness, though, if there's one?
his mind. Once you penetrate the mind, that's it. It's game. This is boxing. This has always been since forever. And if your mind ain't strong in this, it's never gonna.
Eddie Hearn recently shared his thoughts on this fight and delivered his own warning for Teofimo Lopez. He considers Shakur Stevenson a legitimate pound-for-pound elite who has transformed himself into something special through his work with Terence Crawford. Hearn points to Shakur's ring intelligence and technical perfection as major advantages over Lopez. He believes that when these two warriors meet on January 31st, Stevenson might completely dismantle Teofimo. Hearn is convinced that Shakur has developed into a genuine elite-level operator who will create serious problems with every aspect of his game.
I don't know how good the fight will be, but I think Shakur is, again, like pound for pound, IQ-wise, I think he's even up there with a Terence and those kind of guys, you know. I think the difference with Boots is he's got the defensive mastercraft, and he also has the aggressive power to turn your lights out, and I think that's quite different. Do you know what I mean? Like Shakur, I say defensive. I think that's a bit harsh on Shakur, but he's not a huge puncher, but defensively and skill-wise, he's right up there.
He's a real technical fighter.
Oh, phenomenal.
Absolutely.
The difference with Boots is skill-wise, he's got that, but he can also, like I said, he can turn your lights out.
Eddie Hearn also recognizes that Teofimo Lopez brings serious motivation whenever he faces a big challenge rather than running from it. He gives Lopez full credit as an outstanding fighter, but when it comes to pure skill level, Hearn doesn't think he matches up with Shakur Stevenson. He suggests that everything will come down to which version of Teofimo appears and how he approaches the opening rounds, but the bottom line is that Stevenson enters this fight with significant advantages.
And you'll see that more and more as he goes up the division. So, like, you look at fighters like Pernell Whitaker and stuff like that, what they lacked was that little bit of power and that aggressiveness that I think Boots has. I think the jury's still out a little bit on Teofimo. I don't know what you guys think. I mean, you have to respect him because he beat Loma, you know, but I don't know.
He's an excellent fighter.
He's an excellent fighter. Yeah, he's an excellent fighter, but
he didn't cut the ring off from Barboza? Yeah.
You know, a lot of people give Shakur the edge in that fight. But do you think it depends on what Teofimo shows up?
Yeah, it always depends on what Teofimo shows up.
Buddy McGirt offered his take on the Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson showdown, declaring that Stevenson stands above everyone else in their division. While McGirt respects Lopez and acknowledges his ability to defeat elite opponents like Lomachenko, he thinks Shakur operates on a completely different plane. McGirt predicts that Stevenson will dictate every moment of the action, controlling the pace and dominating every single round of this massive fight.
Oh, Shakur, definitely.
Why is that?
He's the best at that weight. No one's going to beat him at that weight. You know, he can go up to 47 and win a title. That's how good he is.
I mean,
it's going to be a good fight. I'm glad it's finally happening, you know, a good fight in boxing where you got two very skilled fighters. And look, I love Teofimo. You know, I picked him to beat Lomachenko. You know what I mean? But I just think that Shakur's on another level.
Is Teofimo the more athletic fighter?
I'm not going to say that. I mean, to me, they have two different styles. You know what I mean? And, you know, Shakur just has a style that, you know, to appreciate it, you got to be a real boxing person.
Yeah, because, you know, when I say athleticism, it's like explosiveness and twitch, but isn't Shakur with the timing and the distance, it's more subtle.
Relaxed, you know what I mean? He can do whatever, he can take control at any time when he wants to.
Buddy McGirt thinks Teofimo Lopez will need to be incredibly strategic and twice as clever as usual if he wants to overcome Shakur Stevenson. He also mentioned knowing Stevenson since his amateur career and having a deep understanding of just how exceptional his abilities truly are. Skills that he believes will overwhelm Lopez's physical gifts. McGirt sees this fight potentially lasting the full distance or ending suddenly, But regardless of how it plays out, he's absolutely certain that Stevenson will emerge victorious.
I saw him as a kid. I remember Shakur as a kid when he was an amateur. And I was telling kid, he's just special, man. He's special.
What's Tio, if he can pull it, like if you were his trainer, what would be the game plan you think to try to pull off what would be an upset?
You gotta be double smart. You can't go in there and think you're gonna bully him. You can't think you're gonna go in there and bomb him out. You gotta be extra smart. Because Shakur's on point, man. You gotta be just as on point as he is. And that takes a different level of concentration.
Unanimous decision then for Shakur?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I see him winning. I see Shakur winning, definitely.
While Tim Bradley expressed doubts about Shakur, someone else who has observed Teofimo Lopez up close provides a contrasting viewpoint. Keith Conlon, who has witnessed Lopez during sparring sessions, offers crucial observations that might favor Stevenson. He expects the fight to be competitive with both men bringing everything they have, but believes that in the championship rounds, Stevenson's discipline and superior skills will help him pull away for the win.
I feel like now, I've been in the ring when I was like 16. It's been a little while. Yeah. And, I'm sure he's a total different fighter, but I have recently seen Teofimo spar, like a couple years back. He sparred one of the guys from my gym. And, I think it's safe to say that it's going to be a competitive fight. It's definitely going to be a competitive fight. Shakur going to be on his game. Teo going to be on his game. Shakur going to get his hits off. Teo going to get his hits off. I feel like in the later rounds, I feel like Shakur is going to be, he's going to pull away with the victory.
Based on what he's seen from Teofimo Lopez in sparring, Conlon has observed that Lopez frequently struggles with maintaining discipline and concentration. In contrast, Shakur Stevenson remains completely dialed in for the entire 12-round distance, showing championship-level focus. That mental consistency, he argues, will make all the difference when everything is on the line, and he's backing Stevenson to get his hand raised.
Just based off being disciplined. At this level, they both skill for skill. They both got skills. You can't take that away from them. But at this level, it's all about, the small details. Who's disciplined, who's able to focus throughout the whole, fight. And just based off of, they past fights, you kind of see Teo sometimes like discipline, but Shakur, he could stay locked in for the 12 rounds. He could stick to his game plan for the 12 rounds. And I feel like that's what's going to separate the winner from the loser. And I feel like Shakur going to be victorious.
Following Tim Bradley's concerns about Shakur Stevenson's camp, another expert named Okoye shared his analysis of the upcoming battle with Teofimo Lopez. He cautions that this confrontation goes deeper than just contrasting styles, and that simply boxing intelligently won't guarantee success. In his frank assessment, Okoye explains that Stevenson must take control and genuinely damage the dangerous Lopez to earn a convincing victory, staying away from the dangerous territory of leaving things in the judge's hands.
Depending on who dominates their portion of the fight, that's how that fight will go. I don't think it's going to end in a knockout. I think it's going to go 12 rounds for sure. But it depends on how the first 6 rounds goes, you know what I mean? Because I don't think that Shakur is going to come out and try to fight or take the fight to Teo in the first 6 rounds at all. So if he's fighting off the back foot, if Teo can make it so that he's convincingly, or he's convinced at least Shakur that he may have won 4 of the first 6 rounds, if it's 4-2 in Shakur's mind going into the second half of the fight, or if I'm looking at him stealing those first 6 rounds, then it's an interesting fight going into the tail end, because Teo, to me, is a front runner.
Expanding on Tim Bradley's concerns, Okoye thinks Shakur Stevenson must come out firing from round 1. He observes that if Teofimo Lopez can't establish himself early, his conditioning might start failing in the middle rounds, creating perfect opportunities for Shakur to seize complete control. Okoye also stresses that Stevenson needs to deliver a career-defining performance, surpassing anything he's shown before. He acknowledges that while Shakur has defeated every challenger so far, this particular fight demands nothing less than his absolute best.
If I'm looking at the first 3 rounds, first 4 rounds, and Teo looks like he's losing those rounds convincingly, then it's an easy night for Shakur, unanimous decision in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Teo is going to bring anything late in the game, you know what I mean, to this fight. I think if he is who he's always been, you know, he's going to get gassed after like the 7th round and then take some rounds off. And when he does that, Shakur will open up and start to try to pick him apart, pot shot him, and do things like that. But this is the perfect fight, narrative-wise, for Shakur, because I've been waiting for Shakur to get into that fight where, you know, he doesn't have the fight where he doesn't have his Diego Corrales fight, you know what I mean, where you think he's actually in danger. Shakur has been he's been outclassing everybody he's in the ring with.
This is where we stand right now. This battle is building into one of the most explosive showdowns we'll see all year. And with Shakur Stevenson elevating his game, while Teofimo Lopez brings that devastating power, January 31st is going to be absolutely incredible. Which fighter do you think takes this one? Will Stevenson's technical mastery and mental toughness be enough? Or does Lopez have the explosive ability to flip the script? Share your thoughts below, hit that like button if you're excited for this fight, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of the build-up to Fight Night.